We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. We're live. Welcome. In this conversation, I am going to answer a very key question for us. Why do we not do the things that we know would make us more money? And we say we want to do them, yet we see ourselves not doing them. I have the answer for that, and I'm going to give you step by step what to do. Stephen, how you loving? I've been doing the work and reading this book since January 8th. Love it. Money is not my supply. No person, place, or condition is my supply. Amen. Yes. Hey family, hey family, hey family, how you loving? If you're brand new here, I am Reverend Valerie Love. I'm from New York, so I talk fast sometimes. So if you ever need me to slow down, just put in the comments, Kaisi, run that past me again. Kaisi, one more again. All right, I am Reverend Valerie Love, also known as Kaisi, and they call me the Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny. They call me a lot of different things, practicing Christian witch, author of 25 books on practical spirituality. So happy to be with you here today during this 40-day challenge. Now, we do a lot of challenges on this channel. We have been doing them for many, many, many years. April will be my 15-year anniversary on YouTube. Can you believe it? 15 years. Yes, I uploaded my first video on YouTube in April of 2009. Oh! And now here, millions of views later, thousands of videos later, tens of thousands of subscribers later, I'm so happy to be here with you. So viral videos later, the ups and downs of YouTube later. And I can say, OMG, YouTube is bomb.com. Me and YouTube is like peas and carrots, like Forrest Gump said. All right, we're going to begin. And before we start, I am going to pop in the chat the link to my Cash App. I love all these Cash Apps y'all been sending me. Thank you. Y'all are lovely. I was like, well, dang, I should have done this a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Let me drop the Cash App in the chat. And if you so desire, by all means, if you get something from this, if it feeds your spirit, if it does something for you, I'm going to drop the Cash App in the chat and go for it, because we are all building everybody's wealth around here, right? I'm not a nonprofit. I am definitely for profit. No one ever told me to do nonprofit. Yet I never dropped my Cash App. You know what's interesting? I have sat and watch TikToks, live TikToks of creators that I love. And when they said something, I was like, what? Cash App. And they had their Cash App right there on the thing, right? Went and sent them a Cash App. That was no problem. Yet you can see my receptivity issues, because just to put a Cash App for me makes it feel like, ooh, it's uncomfortable. So I'm just blasting past what's uncomfortable. I'm just doing it so that I can demonstrate doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. Because I'm a coach. I charge money for my services. I have retreats that are thousands of dollars. Why would we do Cash Apps? But baby, Cash Apps do spend. They are money. So thank you for everyone who does super chats on this channel, for everyone who does super thanks on this channel, for everyone who is a member of this channel. I have a wonderful goodie for you if you're a member of the channel. I'll show you in a moment. For everyone who sends all kinds of love and blessings to me, I thank you. So thankful. Let's begin. You know, every day we're doing our meditation on wealth. Let's begin our wealth meditation. Deep breath. Meditation, the kind that we are doing here, begins with deep breathing and clearing the mind. Clear the mind. No thing, no thought. Clear the mind and breathe. When the mind is completely clear, it is not at all, it is not at all a mystery that you are infinite consciousness. With all awareness turned within, the eyes closed, and the mind clear, you are infinite consciousness. You are in infinite consciousness. You are of infinite consciousness. And this is very apparent. So let us begin here at first cause. Breathing, and now call up your biggest wealth dream, the biggest you can dream, the biggest wealth dream you can dream. What is it? Is it you on a jet with all your friends? You paid for all of you to hop over to Paris for the day and back home again that night. You all are hopping over to Paris for lunch and back. Is it mansions that you've built for yourself or maybe for homeless people? Is it a building where what you create comes to life? Is it retreat centers all over the world? Beautiful retreat centers. Is it a homestead, acres and acres and acres of land, and you and nature and the animals and the chickens and the goats and all of it in a beautiful home, completely self-sufficient, living on solar, collecting rainwater, walking through the forest every day? What is your biggest wealth dream? If you could have anything you desire, what would it be? See it. Sniff it. Look around. What does it look like? What colors do you see? Who's there with you? Look at all the smiling faces looking back at you. Y'all work together to achieve this big, wonderful something. Look down. What are you wearing? You look fabulous. You look amazing. What are you wearing? Breathe. Nestle yourself in this. Roll around in it. Wallow around in it. This is it. Have the feeling of achievement, accomplishment. It is here now. It's done. Not I'm trying to get it. Drop all I'm trying to get it and be it now. And look out and see your greatest wealth dream fulfilled. This is why so much wealth was being channeled through you, so that you could create this, because infinite consciousness knew you would create this. And so it channeled all the people, all the funds, all you required to create this in 3D. How magnificent. Breathe. Look around, shake your head yes, nod your head yes. Yes, this is a reflection of my true potential. Yes, this is a match for all of the gifts, skills, experience that I have been blessed to receive in this lifetime. Yes, this is the highest service to humanity. Yes. Are you at a book signing? Thousands of people in the audience, and they're just buying up the books by the tens of thousands of a book that's already sold millions of copies all over the world in multiple languages. The studios are on the phone with you asking if they can make your book into a Netflix show, a movie, a documentary. You're uber successful. You are uber successful. And you take it all in stride. Your feet are planted on the ground in humility and love. Of course, this was to happen for you and to you and with you and through you. Breathe. Feel it, beloved. Feel it, beloved. Feeling is the engine of making it so. Thanks is the yes that it's already done. Ashe. So mote it be. And so it is. Breathe. Slowly opening your eyes, look down first and raise your gaze. Pat yourself, bringing your awareness to the third dimension, yet still rooted in the vision. Today I have a gift for you, as I mentioned earlier, because I love giving gifts. I love giving gifts. So we're going to delve into the gift once we do principle number 3, John Randolph Price, Principles of Abundance. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. If you do not have the book is linked below this vid. And if you would be, that was yummy. Tanya, Reverend Tanya, I saw witch voices in there. Were you ideating? Were you visioning on witch voices? Because I saw millions of copies sold around the world. Oh yeah. I could pick up the books. I saw the event speaker, all these people in the audience, and the books were just going like this. And so many books were being sold in this space, yet it was nothing compared to how many millions of books were being sold all over the world, translated into different languages. Come on. Yes. Today is all about keeping your consciousness in the place that will cause you to be in abundance and overflow always. Retreat center. Ooh, yes, the retreat center. Okay, Goddess Gabrielle. I was thinking about this earlier today. It was in the line of your homestead idea, but not just a family, a nation. Yes. I receive, come on, throat chakra shaman, a retreat center. I love it. Goddess Gab, guess what? And for everyone here, I'm not just talking to Goddess Gab. In response to Goddess Gab's comment, there is a Facebook group. I have to pull it up because y'all are going to be amazed at this. There is a Facebook group called Black Women Homesteading. Black Women Homesteading. It's an open group, so I'm not showing you anything that is private. I have to show you something that I saw in this group that blew my mind. Homestead resonated. Look at this. I want to open our eyes to the possibility of all the things you could create in this third dimensional plane of existence. Okay, here's the group, and you can join this group if you desire on Facebook. It's called Black Women Homesteading. And I have got to show you a video, a series of pictures in here. It's Black women homesteading all over the world. They're buying land, like 10, 20, 30, 40 acres, and they're homesteading. Okay. And with horses and everything, animals and everything. It's amazing. Okay, so let me show you this one particular post that I saw the other day, and I almost fell out. So now when we say Black women, we don't mean, look at her on her land. We don't mean, and look at the goats, goats. Now, we don't mean just Black women, because the women have their husbands, they have their families, they have all that. Look at this. Okay, her and her husband bought 25 acres land. No, 10 acres for only $26,000 from Facebook Marketplace. I almost fell out. Monthly payments were $260 per month. They did a land contract. We made payments until the amount was paid in full. That took 1 year. Okay, now let me show you these pictures of what they put on this land. This is the house. 10 acres in Arizona. Do you see this? Do you see the cactus over there? Do you know how beautiful Arizona is? Look at the inside of this house. Oh my God. I'm telling you, my mouth was hanging open. My mouth was hanging open that here they pay no rent per month, all paid for, her and her hubby. That's their land. 10 acres of land. Look at their backyard. I mean, this showed me that maybe we are not dreaming big enough when we think of the things that we can do, because they clearly had a wide open sky vision of what to do. Now, look at this one, which is a camper that they purchased for $1,000 to fix up. And they fixed up this camper. Look at what the camper looked like before. Okay, this is what the camper looked like. Only $1,000 now. So all of y'all who, you're struggling, or maybe you're tired of high rents or whatever, now look at what this camper looks like. Do you see what they did with this camper? Oh my goodness. Look at this camper. You could Airbnb out this camper. You know how many people want to get away to go to the wilderness and yet still have luxury on the inside? Do you see this camper? Completely redone. Do you see the lamps and all? Luxury. And look at it nighttime. Look at the camper. You sitting out there with your special someone, and there's the view. And ain't nobody around for miles. Look at that. You wake up every morning to that. That is what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about in this series. We are talking about absolute mind-blowing dreams that when you put them on Facebook, people are just gobsmacked. Their jaws just hanging open like, you created that. Now it's going to take you a couple of years to create it, because nothing that I have ever created that is lasting, that is monumental, was created like that. It just does not. I will not lie and say that there's some instantaneous manifestation formula. There is none. There's the intention. There's the visioning. I give the divine formula in all my classes. Just most of my classes have the divine formula. It's a formula for manifestation and creation. I'm going to give the formula again this coming Saturday in my masterclass on YouTube. But I want you to understand something. If you go to valerielove.com and you click on classes, you are going to see my YouTube class. And I'm going to drop you a link so that you can register for the YouTube class. Family have been registering for this class, and I love it. I love it. But I want you to understand something. You joined? Reverend Tanya, Cheryl, Goddess Gab, have y'all ever seen anything like that before in your life? They put a freaking mansion in the middle of the Arizona. I was amazed. And I was so inspired. Oh my goodness, amazing. I was so inspired. And you know what was very, very inspiring about it? My son and I were talking about it, because I'm here in Miami at my son's home. And my son and I were talking about it. We were like, look at this. He was looking at the pictures. We were going through, looking at what this couple created. And you know what was the most amazing part about it is they have no monthly rent. They live in a freaking mansion in the middle of nature. They have no rent, no monthly payment, none, right? So you can create something that not only wows your imagination, it goes far beyond what your own imagination can render. Because let's face it, our imagination is limited many times by our past. We only think that we can accomplish or achieve what we know about. Yet some of the greatest manifestations I have ever had are manifestations that I didn't even know if things existed until the infinite wisdom told me existed. I didn't even know, they weren't even on my radar. Black women homesteading, that wasn't on my radar. I wasn't on Facebook looking for some black women homesteaders. I would have never put that in the search. But somehow the infinite intelligence put that in front of me, and I'm like, wow, that looks like a dream house that you don't even have to pay every month for. So not only are they fulfilling their dreams, they are also creating, securing the wealth. Because what would you do every single month if you had no house payment? Where would you take all of that money? Most people's major investment each month is their home. What if everything with regard to your home was completely paid for? I don't know. What if you got rainwater rather than regular sewer water? It's not sewer water, but I mean, you know what I mean. What if you got, and at least it wouldn't have fluoride in it. What if you powered everything that you were doing by electricity and the sun and candles? You don't really need a whole lot of electricity. You don't. When you have these huge, right, Harmony? No payments. And you have these huge windows that go all the way up. How much lighting do you really need when you have all this sunlight coming in all day? I mean, magnificent. Dream bigger, family. Dream bigger. Now, let's go into principle number 3. John Randolph Price, Principles of Abundance. If you would be so kind as to use my link to buy it from Amazon, the link is below this vid. I am conscious, say it with me, I am conscious of the inner presence as my lavish abundance. We're going to break this down in a moment. I am conscious of the constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. Therefore, my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. Let's break it down. I am conscious. Once again, we would have to be awake. We would have to be aware. We would have to be conscious. Conscious of what? See, most people are super conscious of what's not present. I ain't got enough money. I don't have that. Oh, I wish I had more of this. I wish I had more of that. Whereas the entrepreneurial path has taught me over the last 30 years or so that I've been an entrepreneur, there's no we don't have it. You make it. There's no we don't have it. That doesn't even come to our mind. We don't have it. No, we make it. Necessity is the mother of invention. So we would have to be conscious. We would have to be conscious of what? Conscious of the inner presence, capital I, capital P, the inner presence. There is something within. There is an infinite presence that is seeking expression through us, as us, for us, and for all. Because this infinite presence, right? This inner presence that is infinite, that is forever there. As Eckhart Tolle says, all we have to do is close our eyes and boom, you're in it. Right now, right here. Not next month, next thing. Oh, I got to go over there. I got to do this. I got to do that. Overwhelming oneself. We're overwhelming ourselves for no reason because we can't ever not have what we require in any given moment. All lack is a lie. We can never not have what we require. It's not possible. Yet the mind will insist on trying to divert our attention to what we do not have. That's what the mind tries to do. It tries to divert our attention to what we don't have. There are a lot of people shaking out. Let me see. There are a lot of people staking out land in these Western states. There is so much opportunity out there. Oh my goodness. And you know what's very fascinating about this whole thing about the homesteading and the land and whatnot? As you listen to the very interesting people at the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab and people like that, and Bill Gates, who thinks the world is overpopulated and we need to thin the herd, I never believed them. And here's why I never believed them that the world was overpopulated. Because if you get in any plane and you go around this world, there's just vast and vast and vast amounts of land with no one there. The people are clustered in places like they're all clustered up in New York City, clustered in Washington, D.C., clustered in, parts of Texas, Dallas, and maybe the other cities in Texas. If you drive Texas, you see nothing but land, 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 land for hours. We did it. Me and my daughter did it. She said, if I see one more windmill, it's ain't nothing but windmills. Texas is freaking super full of windmills. Ain't nobody living. Nobody's living out there. You could go out there right now, probably and pitch a tent, and no one would even know that you were there. It probably would take them 10 years to even find you. But the world is overpopulated. Planet Earth is nowhere near overpopulated. We are so limited in our thinking. There's just vast and vast and vast amounts of land all over the planet with no one living there. But you got a whole bunch of people in Cairo. You have 100 million people in Mexico City alone. 100 million people, a tenth of a billion people live in Mexico City and its surroundings. But go a few miles from Mexico City, no one, just vast open land. Hello, 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 hello. And that's most of the planet. Stop believing these knuckleheads. These people they're not friends of humanity. They are governed by archons that I would call evil. Some would just call them archons of the darkness that have one aim, and they have always had the same aim, and that is to take captive humanity's consciousness and suck their power. That's all the archons want to do, because that's how they feed. They feed on fear and things like that. So they have to keep you thinking that there's some disaster, some disease that's going to jump from person to person and kill all of us. How many times did they run that play? They ran that play with Ebola. They ran that play with AIDS. They ran that play with salmonella. And they ran that play again in 2020 and 2021. They keep running the play that, oh my God, this is going to kill everybody. Patient zero. They keep running the play. You know why? Because it keeps working. People keep believing it. Stop believing these things. They are made up by people who have no love for humanity. These people are the pawns of the archons of this darkness that it talks about in the Bible. Talks about that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. There are archons, there are beings that don't mean humanity any good. And then there are many beings that are here for being very helpful to humanity. Stick with those beings. So when you think there's scarcity, this is what they're trying to push in front of us. Oh, there's not enough resources. How many trees, if you just go to Peru or you go to anywhere near the Amazon, it's just trees and trees and trees. And the fruit is just popping off the trees and falling down and rotting in the ground, and the seeds are going into the ground and pushing up more. What shortage are they talking about? Go around this planet and just look. You go to Bali, it's just trees and trees and trees. The people can't even eat all the fruit that's on the trees. Go to Jamaica, just bananas and coconuts, and we can't even eat all the coconuts that the trees are producing. What are they talking about? Yet people believe it. Their consciousness is captured by limitation lies. Do not think that first cause, which some people would call God or the universe or whatever, would send us here and shorten our supply. That's a ridiculous thought. First cause sent us here. First cause is taking care of us. Why would first cause take away our supply and we'd all starve to death? These people must not be telling the truth. These people are not telling the truth. So that's what we would have to be conscious of, and we would have to keep our consciousness regardless of what's going on in the atmosphere. You would have to be conscious of the constant activity of this mind of infinite prosperity. I remember Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't have all the money that you wanted to have? Have you ever been in that situation? And, just fussing, just, that's me anyway. When I was in those situations, I would just be fussing, right? Because I feel like I should have more money and what's going on and da 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 da. Whatever I was doing, I was in some kind of rah, rah, rah. In those moments, I was not being conscious of the constant activity that this mind, capital M mind, is in constant activity. That it's constantly bringing you something. It's constantly finding a way for you. It's active. It's dynamic. But because I didn't see it, I wasn't conscious. I'm thinking I ain't got it. Or I'm mad. Or I'm trying to force things. No more. You would have to be aware, okay, well, if I don't see it in front of me right now, that must mean I don't require it from my life. Because whatever I require from my life is with me right now. And it can't be any other way. I require this breath right now and I have it. I require good wits right now and I have it. First cause has blessed me with wisdom and the way to use it. If I tap in, yes, you have it. You have it already. So we would have to be conscious. He's telling us that we need to be conscious of these very two important things. First, we need to be conscious that the inner presence is the lavish abundance. And the second thing we would have to be conscious of is that this lavish abundance is seeking ways right now. This lavish abundance is so far ahead of you, setting up people, places, and situations for you that you haven't even seen yet, that will come to you in the most astounding ways, and you will be amazed. Synchronicity. We would have to be conscious of that. And when you are conscious of that, you are no longer in worry, meltdown, oh, it's not working. You're not running around, as my mama used to say, running around like a chicken with no head, with the head cut off. We're not doing all of that anymore. We're not going to be stressing the body temple, getting high blood pressure, all these things, having your nervous system out of whack. Why? Because we don't want to sit down and be conscious. We want to be forgetful. Or as the Tibetans say, we want to be unskillful. That's unskillful. There's a skillful way to do things. I call it dumbassery versus spiritual badassery. Yes, I wrote the book on it. The book is right here. The book is right here, right? Let's be spiritual badasses. Spiritual badasses are conscious. All right. Okay, Goddess Gab, that narrative is just so the elite can keep everyone under their thumbs and slaying for and starving for that benefit, sucking the life force out of us. That's exactly right. That's what they're trying to do. There is no lack in the earth. There's no lack anywhere. Yes, there is no lack anywhere. Now, here is a gift that I have for you all. And I have used this for a very long time. And I don't know if I've really ever talked about this on YouTube. I probably have here and there, yet I know I haven't talked about it in a very long time. So we're going to go on screen share. I'm going to bring this gift up for you. Because anytime you feel yourself getting into some kind of money carfuffle, and money carfuffles are not just for people that don't have money, not at all. When I was a financial advisor at American Express, you may have heard me say before that people that had money were still worried about money because are they going to keep it? Is somebody going to take it? What about Uncle Sam? What about, robbery? What about thievery? They were more stressed over money sometimes than people who didn't have as much. Poor people were super stressed about money because they didn't have any. And when you don't have money, you think about money all the time. Uber rich people, a lot of them were stressed about money too, because they wanted to try to protect it and hoard it and hope nobody gets it and super paranoid. People in the middle, or people who are doing well and don't think about money all the time, or people who are on their path of purpose don't think about money all the time, or people who are productively engaged with creativity don't think about money all the time. There's a lot of people that don't think about money all the time. But those two groups, you can be assured that they are obsessed with money. people that fit into that category. I'm not just saying that all poor people are obsessed with money, and I'm not saying that all uber rich people are obsessed with money. I'm saying that you will find people in both those groups that are obsessed with money. And then, so it's not a matter of how much money you have or not that determines whether you're going to stress over money. I say that as a former financial advisor. What I'm saying also is there are people that don't stress over money at all. And usually they are the people that have come home to these principles, or people who have a right relationship with money, which is what we are doing in this 40-day challenge of securing your wealth. Let's go to the gift that I have for you. So, anytime you find yourself in some kind of negative emotion state with regard to money, here is the gift that I want you to give to you. Now, before I give you this gift, because we're going to end with this gift, before I end with this gift, I want to give you a couple of announcements. If you are a member in any tier, there are 3 tiers on my YouTube channel. If you are a member here on the YouTube channel and you desire to attend YouTube class this week, I have a gift for you. And the gift that I have for you is special pricing on the YouTube class. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to YouTube. Well, you're already on YouTube. If you're watching this, you're already on YouTube. And you're going to go to the community tab at my channel. And if you are a member, you are going to see, let's see, you're going to see this. This is a members only post. You are going to see this post, and this will give you the links on how you can register for the YouTube class for a reduced price. Okay. Now, if you are a member of the Wealth Alchemy membership on my YouTube channel, which is the highest level of membership, is $49, you get a complimentary masterclass, one per month. So you can either use it for this YouTube class this coming Saturday, or you can use it for the Enneagram class, which is coming up at valerielove.com/classes. The Enneagram class is coming up on 2/2/2. Okay, so I'm going to give you the links for both of them. If you are not a member, only use this link if you're not a member. Okay, and then we're going to go to the gifts. Yay, 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 yay. Okay, now that's the link to use if you are not a YouTube member at all. If you are a YouTube member, any kind of YouTube member at all, because I love all my members, let me tell you. If you are a member, you're going to go to the members only portal, as I just showed you in the community tab on YouTube, and you are going to get the link to register. Now, if you are coming to the Enneagram class, oh my God, it's gonna answer every question about every problem and struggle you have. Enneagram. When you see it, you just be blown away. That is the Enneagram class link. Okay, now let's go to the free gift that we're going to end on. As I told you, every day I'm going to give you a resource. I'm going to give you some kind of gift. I'm going to give you something that you can use to work with. I have used this for years. It is called The Work by Byron Katie. And the work is 4 simple questions. And the beauty of the work is she has a ton of free resources. That doesn't mean not to support the author and her work by buying the books. We're always going to support the authors and their work, the teachers and their work, the wisdom keepers and their work, right? We're into mutual prosperity. And most teachers do give you a shit ton of stuff for free, which is nice, so that you can do the work, because they're not married to having to make money for every single thing. This right here, the 4 questions and turnarounds, you need this in your life. Now, if you just click download in English, it's going to give you, here are the 4. Oh, this is the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. Here are the 4 questions. This is, it's probably one of the most elegant slicers of illusion and BS that I've ever seen in my life. The work. Here are the 4 questions. Is it true? So here's an example. Paul lied to me. Can't believe they lied to me. Or you looked in your bank account, you didn't like the balance. Or you were supposed to get this money at a certain time, you didn't get it. Or your client was supposed to pay you, they didn't pay you. It doesn't matter what it is. Just, that's the thing. Paul lied to me. Or they didn't give me the money. Or I didn't get the money. Okay, Paul lied to me. Number 1, is it true? Yes or no? Yeah, it's true. Okay. If you say yes, then you move to the very next question. If you say no, you move to question 3. Yes. Okay, can you absolutely know that it's true? Paul lied to me. Can you know, here's the other question you want to ask yourself. Can you know better than God that Paul lied to you? Well, I don't know better than God. Okay. So then really you don't know that Paul lied to you. Okay, question number 3. How do you react? What happens when you believe the thought, Paul lied to me? Well, guys, what do you mean? How do I react? What happens when I believe that thought? I get angry. I get frustrated. Like, I can't believe somebody would lie to me. I did so much for them, and here they are lying to me. What is that about? I thought we were friends. That's like a betrayal. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Oh, yeah, your heart rate's going up, isn't it? You're just in full hyperosity. Okay, let's keep going. Number 4. Who or what would you be without the thought, Paul lied to me? Because after all, Paul lied to me is just a thought. And when you think the thought, Paul lied to me, your blood pressure just went up. Your heart's racing. You're pacing. You're mad. When you think the thought, every time you think the thought, Paul lied to me. Wow. Well, who would I be if I did not have that thought? Oh, wow. Well, that's simple. Who would I be if I didn't have the thought Paul lied to me? I'd be a peaceful person. I'd be sitting here just enjoying my family. I'd be sitting here enjoying this croissant and coffee. I'd be sitting here enjoying writing this next book. Or you would be different if you didn't have that thought. Okay, now we're not going to go to the turnaround because there is a turnaround. So those are the 4 questions. It's 4 questions and then you do the turnaround. I promise you, every time you do the work of Byron Katie, every time, you will start to see that your mind has been hijacking your ass all over town. That's what I found out. I found out from doing the work that, don't you love Byron Katie? Oh my goodness, Byron Katie. Watch Byron Katie on YouTube. First, it's hysterical. Second, this lady can slice through anything. She can slice right through I don't care how upset people are. I don't care how much justification we have in our upset. Because, we love to put justification in our upset. There's a reason why I'm upset. No, you're upset because you're choosing to have an upsetting thought. And you could stop thinking that thought. Yeah, but even if I stop thinking that thought, it doesn't stop that person from being a liar. Well, then, is that true? This is what I do with myself. Is that true, Valerie? Yes, it's true. I just saw it. Okay. You see, it doesn't matter. You don't argue with yourself. If yourself wants to say, yes, it's true. Okay, great. You just go to the next question. You just keep going in the process. Question number 2. Can you absolutely know better than God, better than this whole universe that it's true? Well, no, I can't know that. Okay. Well, how do you feel? What do you do? How do you react when you have that thought? I get pretty upset. Okay. You realize that it is a thought, right? Paul lied to me is a thought. It's nothing more than a thought. And maybe Paul is lying, but what does that have to do with you? Because Paul is living Paul's life and Paul is creating Paul's life. You're creating your life. So if Paul came into your sphere and he's a liar, maybe he is. He has 8 billion people on the planet that he could be hanging out with. Why is he hanging out with you? So it still brings me home to myself. Yeah, why is he hanging out with me? I could be hanging out with all the people on the planet that are not liars. But why am I hanging out with a person? What in my auric field drew a liar to me in the first place? Maybe I ought to be addressing that. And then not so focused on Paul's a liar. I can't believe it. Use that tool and come back and tell us what occurred. I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Peace, Casey at valleylove.com.